UFC's Bryce Mitchell claims public schools turn kids gay. UFC star Bryce Mitchell claims public schools will turn his children gay. In a recent Instagram video post, he ranted about vaccines, LGBTQ plus people, and Edgar Allan Poe. Holding his infant son, Mitchell stated that his son would be getting homeschooled. Otherwise, his child would end up turning gay or communist or worship Satan. He criticized schools for replacing the Bible with Poe's works.
Make them autistic. I mean, seriously, these vaccines are poisonous, so don't vaccinate your kids. Tucker's also going to be homeschooled. We're going to have to homeschool our kids or they're all going to end up turning gay. You know, and that's the reason that I'm going to homeschool Tuckers, because I don't want him to be a communist. I don't want him to worship Satan. I don't want him to be gay. I'm going to have to homeschool him. Now, look, guys, out of the public schools, they've took the most valuable book of all time, which is the #1 selling book of all time, the oldest, most accurate historical document that there ever was, the Bible. They took it out of the schools and they replaced it with Edgar Allan Poe, who's shacked up with his cousin, okay? My son ain't going to be reading no Edgar Allan Poe, okay? He's going to be reading the Bible. That's just how it is, and I'm just telling you, if you don't teach your kid these things, he's going to be fed right to the devil, okay? So we're not going to let that happen here. And actually, when I was at the hospital, they said since I didn't want to do a PKU, which is where they draw blood from the kid, they poke them with the needle and draw their blood and then test their blood. I didn't want to do that. And I told them, I'm not doing a PKU. None of that's going to happen. You're not sticking this kid with a needle. Then they told me that the DHS was going to come and investigate me, had rights to take the kid, all of this. They threatened me with violence from the government, basically. Now, they said, what do you think about that? And I said, well, that's all right. I'll be dead. They said, what? I said, you heard me. I said, I'll be dead.
Yeah. So, Lil Tucker, our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Right.
Your father is an interesting character. Nice boxer shorts. Are those peaches?
I think those were peaches.
Peaches.
Cute, that part.
You know, I think what's interesting is he's talking about indoctrination happening in schools, in the public school system. And as a pastor's kid who grew up in a very religious home, there's so many opportunities for us to be indoctrinated by the things around us. And the reality is that hiding from a world that has, expansive perspectives and different ideas and points of view is what is going to cause the majority of the problem for young people. It's not that they're being exposed to something, it's that they're not being exposed to different thinkers. That's how you grow. You grow by being around sharper people than yourselves.
And his dad is not sharper than Tyler's dad is not
Baby, that's a
the
double.
sharpest tack in the box. Not even sharp at all.
Yeah, no.
You know, it might just be, I know this is a hot take.
Don't say it.
It's a hot take.
Don't say
But
it.
like, I actually am one of these, I have a very different view of sexuality in general. And so I think that everybody on some level is bisexual. And I think when you remove the stigma behind experimentation, people do start to experiment, which is why the younger generation now, I forget what the statistic is, but Fox News was having a field day over like, all right, back in the 60s, this is how many people identified as bisexual, or on this, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and we get to today and they're like, well, what's happened? It's just we're removing stigma. So it's very possible that if your son went to school now and, and was exposed to different ideas, he would be more into experimentation than being homeschooled with you. Having said that, people will always end up becoming who they are.
Exactly.
So you can either help them through it or you can put them through years of therapy.